It's Friday then. It's Saturday, Sunday. What? It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday. What? Yeah, it's okay.
What's up? This is Jeff. Welcome to Jeff's podcast, and we're talking about NASCAR Throwback as the Goodyear 400 in Darlington Raceway at Darlington, South Carolina has been wrapped up on Mother's Day weekend last May 9. It's not about the performance and driver skill, it's all about bringing back the good old days of racing using their famous paint schemes. You've seen some NASCAR paint schemes around the speedways in the US. Some are very colorful, but for some there are weird and funny paint schemes. There are also sponsorships from different companies, both organizations and non-organizations. There are also patriotic schemes that honor men and women who fought on the battlefield and remembered on Memorial Day. It also honors paint schemes, including the NASCAR Hall of Fame inductees, such as Wendell Scott, became the first African American driver to compete in the NASCAR circuit. There are also talented African Americans who compete not only in NASCAR, such as Bubba Wallace, but also in different racing organizations, such as Formula One driver Lewis Hamilton, who won 7 F1 titles in 100 poles and expected to reach 100 wins in the upcoming F1 events. One of the famous paint schemes on display is the number 3 Goodyear Chevrolet, driven by Dale Earnhardt Sr., and the number 43 STP, driven by Richard Petty. But there are plenty of manufacturers using it, such as Dodge, Buick, and Chevrolet for Petty. Richard Petty has won 200 races, including the Daytona 500, where he won 7 wins in the Great American Race, while Dale Earnhardt has won the Daytona and Talladega races, who called himself the Intimidator, known for his famous pass in the grass, because he was briefly forced into the infield grass but kept control of his car and returned to the track without giving up his lead. Both drivers have won 7 titles, and they'll join with Jimmy Johnson and the number 48 Lowe's Ally Chevrolet to become the third driver to win 7 titles. If you want to know more about Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt, better check out Up to Speed with Mr. James Pumphrey on Donut Media's YouTube channel. It's more power, baby! There are plenty of paint schemes used in the NASCAR Throwback. Aside from the paint schemes as seen in NASCAR, it also invited retro paint schemes who compete in different race organizations, both the past and the present, such as Joey Logano's number 22 Shell Pencil Penske Ford in honor of Mario Andretti's first Formula One victory in the South African Grand Prix in 1971. It's been 50 years since Andretti's first F1 victory at the Kilami circuit, and Ryan Lusa's number 53 Geoblast Williams Esports paint scheme in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series. The paint scheme paid tribute to the Waltmans Williams FW16 livery in Formula One, who won 7 wins, 13 podiums, and a constructor's title in 1994. The Williams Formula One team announced the news that team principal Claire Williams and Sir Frank Williams have decided to step down from their management roles after the 2020 Italian Grand Prix in Formula One. It's sad that the Williams family ended their F1 legacy, but the legacy will live on as Josh Capito becomes the new CEO of the group and Simon Roberts becomes the new team principal. Also, who can forget the famous NASCAR sponsorships using the livery, such as the number 44 Hot Wheels livery driven by Kyle Petty, as well as number 20 Home Depot livery driven by Tony Stewart, number 28 Texaco Havoline driven by Kenny Irwin Jr., number 43 Cheerios driven by John Andretti, number 88 UPS livery driven by Dale Jarrett, and number 7 Hooters and number 7 Sex livery driven by Alan Kulwicki. Their sponsorships may be gone, but they'll see them someday on the racetrack. Darlington Raceway is famous for its NASCAR tradition, calls it the Lady in Black, because the night before the race, the track maintenance crew would cover the entire track with fresh asphalt sealant in the early years of the speedway, thus making the racing surface dark black and too tough to tame because drivers can run lap after lap without a problem and then bounce off the wall with the following lap. Racers will frequently explain that they have to race the racetrack, not their competition. Drivers hitting the wall are considered to have received their Darlington stripe thanks to the missing paint on the right side of the car. It also added the famous Southern 500 event. Southern 500 is largely considered one of the crown jewels of the NASCAR Canada and has been nicknamed NASCAR's oldest superspeedway race. For decades, the race has been considered by competitors and media as one of the more difficult and challenging races on the NASCAR schedule, owing much to the track's unusual, asymmetrical egg-shaped, rough pavement, and overall unforgiving nature. Drivers and teams need to strategize their tire conditions in order to get grip and control on the racetrack. So there you have it. The NASCAR Throwback race is special for the drivers, the teams, and the fans. What is your favorite NASCAR paint scheme you'd like to see to bring back in the circuit? Let us know in the comments. If you have comments or suggestions, let us know in the comments. Follow Jeff11 Manchester on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe on YouTube at youtube.com/giveaway and send an email to jeff11lfs@gmail.com for PayPal or GCash if you're in the Philippines and other countries. Well, that's about it for Jeff's podcast. This is Jeff. We'll see you in the next podcast.